something? Okay. Basically, there's this guy named William that moved from England to town called Oregon with his wife and 3 kids. Then there's this guy named Hank. And the two of them form a friendship and start a family diner in Pizzeria called Fredbear's Family Diner. Now the money is tight, so they say like, yeah, they come up to see the McCullough has got the kid be cranked up into work at school. See, it's pretty small, right? Wrong, dummy. They hit the spring lock, get loose on these stools. They come back to the Matronics and brush the person in it. Anyway, getting out of myself here, they simply just William guy's badness. See, one day, Henry's dad at Charlie's having a birthday party at the diner. The other kids are mean toast, and they lock her outside. What does William do when he sees this? A freaking drag turns an ollie and kills her. That's what he does. Now, Henry built a set that he bumped to watch over his dad. But the puppet was stuck inside a box when this was happening. When the puppet gets out, it turns out to try and promise her. But it's raining, so the freaking animatronic breaks down too. So what happens is that Charlie's spirit actually inhabits the animatronic puppet. And buddy, that is just the tip of the iceberg. See, William's oldest son is a real face to his animatronic. Only been tripped there in 1983, go to the diner, and him actually shoots even in the strip at his mouth. Freaking crazy, right? So the spring lock fail and Fredbear Chauncey Van Zandt, running him into a command and killing him a few weeks later. This here's the freaking point for William. The guy starts putting on the string by the animatronic sword and using it to look into the back. Once he gets him back there, freaking kills him. He does this 5 times before getting caught. Thing is, nobody can find the body, so William gets let up to him. And it turns out, and the buddy decided to not Charlie, since the spirit is into the puppet. He started putting the kid's cars into the animatronic, they were something. So right now, the puppet is shaking a chicken, biting the bunny. Pretty fast bear. Alright, another going pretty fast bear. And original Fredbear all have it off the children in it. And this missing children incident. William gets 5 from his own puppet. And don't stop and go. The two soul company up the robotics. The work for the sister company culture of the baby is the world. Now, William starts making these robots that have to kill kids. Crazy, right? Well, it turns out William figured out how to be immortal. See, when kids die, they produce this material called Remnant. And basically, this Remnant stuff to keep his soul inside of something. William figures this out after killing those first sight kids. So now he starts trying to use it for his own good. Problem is, even though his youngest son is dead, and his oldest son has moved out, William still has his afterlife that's within. William makes his really cool animatronic called Sucker Baby who can dance, sing, make that scream, and do a whole bunch of other cool stuff. When his afterlife gets so close to baby, that's his hatchery making his magazine. So now 2 of William's 3 kids are dead by his own hand. William pretty much loses here. He kills his wife and puts her into another machine called Doris. All this goes to last very long, don't you see? Surface baby is the world's growth before he even had the chance to go to fit. Now William is all alone and on the world. Now it's 1983. There's a new fancy. There's a new looking. They have all their own food for the dead kids and him in the back room. But now they've got these new animatronics that are not always dead. They'll also have facial recognition software to take criminal. This is only case William comes back to see. So anyway, instead of the spring lock, this one. William is standing to go straight so since it's drunk in the nose from all cancer and kills another 5 kids. We're going to call trading cards, body tart, cheek, and tall folks, which we call the mangle. And Bowling Boy, I should mention, Charlie's here again too for some reason. Like the rest of the 1983 animatronics, which are noticed in the back. Charlie's puppet is still used by the prize counter. So anyway, this is the second missing children incident. Now the place gets closed down, but before they do that, they have one last party on November the 10th, 1987. A freaking lose my frontal lobe, the mangle and died 2 weeks later. But that's not important. What's important is that in the restaurant closed down. So now it's sometime after 1987. William somehow gets a message out to his son and Gillette, his sister and mom are trapped in 6. Some animatronics is now closed down, Circus Baby is the world, and that he needs to set them free, since the whole building is automated. They think that he's an employee. So Mitchell works at the building for a week while the building is attempting to rip it all. He gets directed by the animatronics and is getting schooled. See what happens is that during the week, all the robots in the facility tear themselves apart and reform themselves into a gang mask called Inner. And it brings Mitchell to the school where he gets injected with Remnant. Then his organs get scooped out and introduce him at the skin soldiers cancer facility. After the robots escape and Mitchell is reanimated as a walking corpse, we most to find his Saturn and all the suffering. The first place he tries is in the Freddy Fazbear Pizza that opens in 1993. This reopening is the original location of Fredbear's Family Diner, and brings the original cast of Freddy, Fox, Kick-Ass Bonnie, they even with the Golden Freddy, but they never get him. Says Mitchell was blacklisted after getting his brother killed. He's a fake name, like Skimming, to get a job at the new place. However, after a week of working, with all the animatronics trying to kill him, thinking that he's this bad, he gets fired and the place shuts down. Mitchell wouldn't find William on the 2023 with Fazbear, right? But before that happens, we need to talk about what happened to Willie. See, William just come back to the original location. And knows that the kids all live inside the animatronics. And he can't add that, so he goes to the building after it's being shut down to try to dismantle them. See, all Fazbear locations include a hidden room that is off command and invisible to animatronics for storage. Also for string lock, failing victims to bleed out and so that the children don't see. William hides in his room, coming out to dismantle the animatronics until he tears down all 5 of them. However, once he does this, the ghost minutes, and then X William forcing is tied in an old spring body suit that's been rotting in the room since 1983. They're pushing on unless it does, but the spring locks fail and he gets crushed. Since William has been injecting himself with remedies, and come back to life after getting crushed inside his soul. Ghost never he was his own being locked in the room on the 2023. In 2023, the amusement park opens up a scary attraction called Fazbear Fright, which was a bunch of Fazbear artifacts from the old locations. It's a horror attraction that finds his old spring buddy stood in a hidden room and transport him Fazbear Fright, where Michael is working. This is the moment he's been waiting for. After a week of working at the location, Michael is appalled worry in the building as an extra to set fire to it, killing William once and for all and freeing the remaining trapped souls, who have also been haunting Michael for the week he was working there. Or so he thought. As it turns out, William prevents the fire, rebuilds the parts of it that was destroyed with the leftover parts in the building, and escapes to kill some more. Now we have the puppet, and William all up on their own in the woods. And it gets tired of Elizabeth controlling it. So they kick Elizabeth out. And she rebuilds herself as a new version of Baby, now called Scrap Baby. And her dons a new mask and calls themselves Moles and Freddy, who also happens to have the spirits of the 5 children from the toy animatronics in it now. This is where Henry steps in. Once Henry learns of the suffering that has been happening, his efforts to plan to bring all the animatronics back to one place so he can destroy and free them all. And create an animatronic called Lefty, which used to capture his data. When Michael finds out about all this, he goes to the new fake misery and brings all of the animatronics back together. Once they're all there, Henry locks the building and burns it all down with himself and Michael's still in it. Bring the remaining souls of Dorothy, Charlie, William's wife, and the remaining children inside of Moles and Freddy. After this, William's soul is sent to hell, where the soul of the children he targeted get to target him for all eternity. Or so they think. See, some time before being killed, William was escaped to scratch his own memories and consciousness and finish recording some over the components of the animatronics. The problem with Henry's plan was that Fazbear Entertainment laid it all in his own hands, and was actually still running as its own company at this point. See, sometime during the events of the game, an Innumerables game developer was hired by Fazbear Entertainment to make city games as a way of making a real story seem like fiction. After that, they then hired a different company called Silver Parasol to create the phrase Fazbear Virtual X-Rays to make it seem as if the private chance would rob and double discredit the real stories of the children it killed. The problem, though, is that Fazbear Entertainment promised Silver Parasol with some computer chips to scan in order to make the animatronics more realistic. When they do this, William's consciousness is brought in the game, drastically bringing him back to life in the video game. During Devil Vintage Robot William called Clicktrap programmed himself to be able to take over Testa's body, essentially bringing William Afton back to life. William is first able to control a developer named Jeremy, but he decides that Jeremy isn't a good candidate, so he controls Jeremy and makes him kill himself using a gobble of paper slicer. Clicktrap tries to control the named player of the game, but the player manages to defeat him and lock him away. However, before this happens, Clicktrap finds a host named Banter and decides to use her after the Freddy Fazbear Virtual X-Ray. As well as an edit, Halloween dope, Fazbear Entertainment and commissioned the creation of a game mode called the Fazbear Megapixelplex. During the time after Megapixelplex was running, multiple animatronics would switch around and the trade just started again. But before we go into the events that transpired there, we have to talk more about Benson and another individual known as Patient 46. Patient 46 to be a tech-savvy genius, but it's also at the same time a chill. And now they are treated and referred to by the various of it that we hear their decisions from. Well, it's clear that Patient 46 advances to different people. It isn't known for certain who Patient 46 is. What is known is that Patient 46 spends a lot of time at the Megaplex for the events of secret integration help for progress to save them and believe that they are working with Benny. This is also the while under the control of William. What else is known is that Patient 46 lied about whatever happened to their family. The 16-tape reveals that they actually had a great children. Vance is known also to have had a terrible father named Bill according to tape 3. Apparently Vance is that forces are like during a custody hearing between him and her mother leading to her mother doing something afterwards, likely committing suicide. Anyway, the events preceding secret breach include at least 9 more missing people, likely all children, as well as multiple missing arrested who were likely killed by Benny. At some point, Bonnie the Bunny is replaced by a new animatronic named Montgomery Gator. This happens following a night where Bonnie went down to Monty's golf course and then was on scene afterwards. Many speculate that Monty may have killed Bonnie or dismantled him in order to make his way into the main cast, but we do not know for sure. What we do know, however, is that Monty took over Bonnie's role in the main cast. Broken Wolf, another new animatronic, also took over Folk's role, but there's no given explanation for this. One night, after most of the animatronics have been reprogrammed, Glamrock Freddy, the newest version of Freddy Fazbear, malfunctioned and shut down on stage. When he wakes up, they learn that he was put in a low-power mode, likely freeing him from the reprogramming that made 36 did to everyone else. Also, when he wakes up, a boy named Gregory Reynolds has been hitting inside of his chest cavity. Gregory is a homeless orphan of unknown relation to anyone else during the security breach. Some have speculated that patient 46 is Gregory, but there seems to be a large difference between the two directors at conflict. Others believe that Gregory is in the Metronic himself. His hair dyes are noticeably different to Vince. And the book Tales from the Pentaplex includes an animatronic that looks like a human children. Is about the same size as Gregory. What more, Gregory's mission seems to distort at times. His eyes are cameras that are receiving interference. However, none of this is known for sure. Gregory and Glimrock Freddy find out the mega Pentaplex is built on top of the fake restaurant that was installed William Afton in his prior. And using Vance's body, locate William Afton's corpse and bring him inside of a record station stolen from the Pentaplex. William Afton plans to control all of the animatronics in the Pentaplex remotely and begin to kill children again. But Gregory and Freddy stop him. The last we see of William Afton is him being grabbed by the pirates of the West End that kills 9 people inside of a large machine known as a blob. The game canonically ends with Gregory and Freddy escaping the Pentaplex and relaxing on a hell. It is likely that with the destruction of the Pentaplex, Fancy is free from bannings, but we do not know for sure. And this is where our story ends for now. Eventually there will be more adult updates for Security Breach, but until that happens, this has been the end of 5 Nights at Freddy's Game Log.